All right, well, we're at the Jewish Waldheim Cemetery on Roosevelt Road in Forest Park, Illinois. And what we have before us here is my grandmother, Rose Victor, and my grandfather, Hyman or Chaim Victor. And these were my mother's parents. I didn't really know my grandmother Rose. She died when I was 3 years old. But I did know my grandfather, and I have memories of him, strong memories. He was at my bar mitzvah. There's photographs of him there, and I was bar mitzvahed in 1954. And he died when I was in college. I went into college in 1958, so I had been in college almost 2 years when he died. And you know that it's customary at the Jewish cemetery to put something on the gravestone to say acknowledgement that you were there. So we always put a stone or a twig graves that were visited. All these graves are in very nice condition because we either have the general care or the perpetual care, which means that the Cemetery Association is obligated to maintain them, and we've paid for that. Cemeteries are laid out through what they call forains or brotherhoods. So it would not be unusual. In fact, it would be expected that the people in the certain sections here, this is section 23 of the Jewish Waldheim, would know each other. They would have come from the same town in Russia. They would have belonged to the same shul. They would have had some connection to each other. Ike Garfinkel was my grandfather, Chaim Victor's very best friend. And I am a good friend of Don Garfield, which is the anglicized name of Garfinkel, who was Ike's grandson. Remember I said before there were Vereins or brotherhoods, and the Rosh Neuer is the brotherhood or Verein that my grandfather belonged to. And this sign has probably been up in this cemetery for 60 years, maybe more. You need to have a permit to be buried in the cemetery, and you also need to have a permit to put up a memorial stone. Somehow, for Section 23, the Rosh Neuer Verein, I have been given that obligation of, it's actually called like the superintendent. And when somebody dies and they're going to be buried in Section 23, or they're going to have a monument put up here, I get a call from the cemetery. And that's not the cemetery. I get a call from the funeral home to issue the permit for those things. Now, there aren't too many that are issued anymore. You get maybe one a year, because people just aren't being buried here. The older generation, most of them are gone. The younger generation is not coming to Jewish Waldheim. It's out of the way now. It might be considered an old-fashioned cemetery. And there's just not a lot of burials going on from the Rosh Neuer Verein section. But whenever there is, I get the call.